Hang on. All right, everybody. Hello, welcome. We are back with another blind Zoom date. This being a literal blind Zoom date, well, almost because my two people here have not seen each other, so they don't know what they look like yet. So it's the first time, sort of, taking that kind of approach to this. But yes, we are doing another blind Zoom date. This will be the second live, quote unquote, live blind Zoom date. Feel free to comment in the comment section, everything like that. But other than that, I don't really need to say much more. You guys can both turn on your cameras, and I will step out. And yeah, so let's just get this going. All right, cool.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
I'm Raymond.
Hi, Raymond. I'm Tressa. How are you?
It's a pleasure to meet you. How's your weekend so far?
It's not going too bad at all. What about yours?
Just finished a AMB meetup yesterday with the New York group. 40 members came out. We partied last night, ate food, exchange, conversation, meeting new members. There's pictures and video online on Facebook under my name and also in a few groups. So if you do see it, you're gonna see me basically.
Okay,
So
I've
I'm
not
very
seen it yet, so
active.
I look forward to seeing it. Where are you located, Raymond?
Located East Coast, in New York City.
Okay. What part of New
So
York City?
we're in New York City. Basically, I'm in Queens, New York,
Okay.
but we basically party mostly events that we do are mostly in Manhattan or so.
Okay. I'm
So we're
originally I'm originally from upstate New York, so I grew up in
ooh,
Rochester. I lived in Buffalo for a little bit. I still have family
okay.
out that way, but I live in
So
Colorado
that means
Springs
that you
now.
could come visit family for 4th of July weekend. We're having a AMBW gathering, New York, and I believe it's the DMV areas coming up, and people from around the other areas are coming in for the events. So if you want to come out and meet members, hang out, or just hang out with me, that's fine too.
That might be very possible because I'm scheduled to visit home during the summer. So.
Oh, excellent. That'd be great. And so that's a good thing. So because my job is basically to promote, bring members in, and basically try to meet people, culture exchange, and occasionally if people do catch like love or flirtation and stuff like that, it does happen sometimes. But if you're looking to make new friends and stuff like that in the AMW group, that's fine too. That works out fine.
The friendship is important to start off with in the first place, because I think that's
Yeah,
a lot of
that is very true.
relationships don't stay together because people have never been friends and then
Right.
faced with it.
And they say like communication is the key. They say make friends first, and then eventually, if you do catch that love later on down the road, hopefully both of them are mutually like in it or so. If they're not, then you just have a lifetime long friend or so like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I guess at this phase in your life, what's different that is kind of motivated you to want to date?
Probably because it's been 3 years since COVID. Um, I was in the hospital for a while, finally came out and decided like I need to live my life, enjoy life or so, and basically see more, pretty much. As in dating wise, I might look young, but I'm not that young. I'm a OG, so basically I'm old, and most people that are young don't really want an old person like me or so. So I'm looking someone that's between like 40 and 60 or so around there or so, like that.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
I'm an OG also. It's I present younger than what I actually am. It's
right.
51.
No
I
way.
Yeah, I got COVID too earlier this year. We didn't get
Well,
hospitalized, so but
no, for me it wasn't COVID. I got shingles, then I
oh,
got COVID, and then I got foot infection, like an ulcer, and then I was in the hospital for a couple months, and then I had to do rehab because I had to learn how to walk again. And then after I came out of that, so Ada hit us, which was the flood that basically put New York City underwater. So it's like disaster after disaster. Like I need this disaster stuff to stop. I need to enjoy life again. I need to see my friends. I need to interact and just go out and do things again, like before. Because I know when you're sheltered for a year or two at home and don't see nobody, and the only way that people are meeting is through Zoom, online chats, or text messaging, or online dating apps or so. And I'm
Yeah.
not a fan. I'm not a fan of online dating apps because sometimes I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to write to say to them.
You
You
know what?
know,
I don't have a problem being authentic, but I
hmm
think it's having to do it so many times,
right?
so many people. It's just
Because
drawn.
you feel like you're doing an interview after interview, then you're like, okay, how long do I have to talk to this guy before I meet him? Is it like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? You know what I mean? And then it's like, how am I supposed to meet these people or so and everything? Are they in my area? Is it gonna be a long distance relationship? Or they contact me from across the country or so, like another country or so? Because I have met many members that are from London, England, China, Africa, and they're just talking to me in Zoom. But I'm sitting there thinking, do I really want to waste that much time with somebody that's
Uh-huh.
not gonna be in my state or be close to me like that? You know what I mean?
I, I, I feel get so sad when I hear people use that terminology, wasting
Right.
my time. It's kind of like I don't
It's
believe in destiny or anything, but
right.
sometimes people cross your path
hmm
for a reason
Right.
to learn something from it, and for each interaction, there are things that you can get from it.
Because I'm thinking if you're putting that much energy into it, so it's either going to be a friendship thing eventually, or you're going to end up like online friends, or
Mhm.
eventually if you do meet up somewhere in the middle or so, it's even better. So, but the thing is that you're basically building time with them, communicating, understanding them, trying to figure out the quirkiness or so and everything. Because the more you talk, the more stuff you find out about them or so. If you like
Yes.
them, you don't like them, you're gonna find things like that annoy you. But then you also gotta realize you gotta put in consideration that they're only this way now, but when you meet them, it might be different or so, like
Now,
that.
do you think people ever talk about their jobs like that? This was a waste of time.
Most members that I've spoken to, yes, because they invested everything in it. What I have to tell them, so the members is like, don't put all your eggs in a basket because if it don't work out, it don't work out. Or so you can't fix it, you can't change it, you can't bend it. You gotta be you and stuff like
Oh, so,
that. Tell them just be yourself, try your best and stuff and everything, and don't try to sugarcoat it or so because the ones I keep getting right are the one like, oh, do you like K-pop? Like, do I look like I like K-pop? You know, because at my age, that's something for young people. So, I'm
yeah.
not young, but I don't really bash on K-pop members. And so, if you like it, that's cool. But I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it with you or so because I don't not into that type of stuff. You know?
Do you listen to any K-pop?
Yes, I do.
Who do you listen to, and what song?
The only song band I've been listening to is like say BTS or something because that's the only thing they play in the radio that often.
Oh,
So the
okay.
same song
So
comes up
it's
on the
like,
radio, and you're like, "Oh, okay, they got a song that has American words in there." Like, I can flow with that. But when I used to listen to like K-pop, I used to listen to a band called Big Bang.
I don't think I've heard of them. Um,
Okay, it's way before BTS. It's
okay.
a Korean band, and I think the guy that's really hot in the band, his name is G Dragon or so. Get like mad tattoos and so and everything. But you know how girls are. They like that style hip hop type of guy or so and everything. That's why.
It's
Also, my ethnicity is basically I'm Chinese or so,
okay.
but I look Korean or so because I get it a lot in New York City because I'm 6 feet.
Oh,
And the height thing draws off a lot of people because they're like, man, you're tall. So for Korean guys, like, but I'm not Korean, so I'm Chinese. And they look at me like, no, you can't be. So like, hey, dude, you have to understand. Growing up in the United States, the stuff you eat here makes you grow. Okay, McDonald's helped out a lot of ways. Okay, so did KFC.
I'm not 6 feet tall. I'm like
Oh,
five, well, almost 5 feet tall.
okay, that's fine. So I've dated shorter people, so I just feel bad that if I walk into you, it's not because I didn't see you, I just didn't notice you. So that's all. But that's okay and stuff like that. I think age and size is probably doesn't matter to me anymore because I know I get hit up by a lot of young people. I get hit up by a lot of old people. because of my features and everything. And then when they find out how old I am, then they decide. So like, it doesn't matter to me. It's saying as long as we click, like I can actually talk to you every day, communicate with you every day, it should be fine.
Yeah.
I'll eventually find some common interests or hobbies that I like and you like, and that'd be good. So, but I'm very active. So, not active like health wise, active, active as in food wise, active like I love to eat.
Oh, okay. It's I like to eat too, but it's I to balance it. I try to get enough exercise and so I can
Right,
enjoy it with
and
no
everything.
guilt.
Because I
Good.
like it's like my legs, my arms are small. So if you picture Howard the Duck, he has small arms, small legs, but he's a pot belly. That's me, okay? That's the best way to describe me. I mean, just picture a 6 feet Howard the Duck. You should be fine. And yes, I love to make people laugh. I'm very goofy. That's what I was telling Francis earlier. It's like, dude, I don't know if I could do a straight face on Zoom because I'm really goofy. So I'm telling you, I laugh a lot, and it's just I'm happy. So that's what it is. You know.
That's good. It's a really important part of life.
Yes.
Like you, I had to rehab and teach myself to walk and build up my strength during my pregnancy. I have a 9-year-old little girl.
Mhm.
During my pregnancy, I was
Okay.
disabled. Um, I needed surgery in the first semester, um,
Okay.
and from that, I was bedridden. And then my body's adjusting to the changes of a baby coming. And then when she came, I had another surgery at
Okay.
cesarean, and I had to relearn to walk and build the strength in my lower body and my trunk all over again. It took me about 5 years.
Ooh,
So I
okay.
definitely can relate to that experience. You
Yeah.
never realize how much our bodies, how fragile they are, first of all,
Yes.
and how
Very
much more
true.
they can endure. And then when
Yes.
you kind of you prove to yourself your tenacity. So it's I
Mhm.
know you've got to be super proud of your accomplishments, bouncing back.
I don't know. When I look back at this, I don't remember doing much of my life. I just
No,
remember working a lot. That's all. Just working a lot. I spend a lot of time with family and friends. That's why I'm not dating or something. Like, why are you single still? It's like I don't have time to date. So it was the word because I didn't have time to date because I'm always working and then I'm traveling with friends, or I'm
okay,
traveling with family, or I'm traveling with Amvw, and I'm always doing all these activities that you don't really look for that person. And then if you do find that person, you don't realize that if they're interested in you or not. You don't know if you're gonna approach them or not.
okay,
Like last night or so, I didn't want to drink because I'm on medication and stuff like that. I didn't want to drink to make it worse.
yeah.
But since I didn't take my meds right away, so I wait till I get home and I'll take my meds. So last night I went drinking with some old members I haven't seen in a while. And they're like, yo, just drink with us. We haven't seen you in a long time. You don't come out no more and stuff like that because they didn't know I was in the hospital for that long.
Oh, okay.
So when I finally started to drink, I only social drink and I'm a beginner drinker. So, when I say beginner drinker, if I get a teaspoon of alcohol, I'm beet red. I'm like a peach
Oh,
fuzz, okay?
is that
I
that
get
Asian
cherry
glow
red.
that they talk about?
There's
It's
the
a,
Asian glow.
it's like a allergic reaction to alcohol,
No,
right?
no, no. It's not
No?
allergic reaction to me. To me is I'm a brand new drinker. Like I haven't drank in so long, so my body doesn't know how to adjust.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all. So I get that hot fire, like your ears are on fire, your cheeks on fire, so your beet red. And then you get the cold flash. The
Oh,
cold flash is because the
yeah.
alcohol is leaving your body. Now you're getting cold. That's why I felt yesterday. It's like, am I sick? Is there something wrong with me? So, but I didn't realize that my body is doing what it's supposed to do. The kidneys is doing the correct thing. It's getting rid of the alcohol. So I'm feeling better. So I can focus again. But yeah, I was pretty goofy yesterday.
I'm not a big drinker.
No, name. I'm.
It's
I wouldn't say drinker. It's more like socially drinking. Like you hold the drink, but you don't drink it. You know.
I used to bartend, and I would just I would drink the shots, but I'd
Hmm.
have a bat and spit it all back into the bat.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a huge drinker, and now that I'm older, when I drink, I just start acting like a 80-year-old baby. So I'm thin.
No, because you get sleepy tired, right? When you drink, you get like the heavy eyes.
It does make me. Well, first it makes me. I get tipsy really quick. So when I get tipsy, I'm kind of giddy and I laugh a lot. And then
Okay.
if I drink too much, then like my eyes starts to wink, and then that's when I cut myself off because I'm like, your pictures aren't going to be cute.
I think there's one picture of me in the pictures that someone took of me. There is an Asian glow. You see it. It's like my face is kind of like blush.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's in there somewhere. So wait, how long have you been in AMBW? Or this is something new for you?
It's kind of new. I think I signed up in one maybe December, so December, January,
Okay,
this month, so just 3 months. Um,
okay.
it's I don't I'll date anyone who I have interest in and they're interested in me and they're nice and they're kind.
But
But
you're on the California coast, aren't you?
I'm Mountain Central Time. So I'm in
Oh, okay,
Colorado
okay.
Springs, so
Oh, okay.
not far
Yeah,
from the
there are
coast.
no Asians up there.
Actually, there are, but it's like I've
Yeah, they
never
won't approach
into
you.
them. The diversity here is a lot different than diversity in upstate New York.
Yes.
When I was growing up, there was a largely Asian community, or maybe like a Cambodian community.
It's
Um,
basically whoever owned the Chinese restaurant or laundromat, those are the only Asian kids you hanged out with, okay? That's how it worked out, okay? Because you have to understand, I was born in Chinatown, New York,
uh,
right? My parents moved us upstate to Orange County, New York. So the only people I hung out that were Asian were the people in the restaurant, and then if there was another Chinese restaurant, they had a kid, I would be going to school with his kid, basically. Hang
oh,
out with them only, so that's how it was. So mainly, most of my friends were basically like, they were Black Americans, Hispanics, or so. So those were my friends. I didn't have a lot of Asian friends. That's why.
it's like a numbers game for the most
Yeah,
part too. Like here,
and
there
it's
are Koreans and probably equally as many Vietnamese as I
okay.
experienced in upstate New York. But I can't even fault them. I don't get hit on by a lot of people, so I'm just putting myself out there to get
Okay.
exposure and to meet people. Um,
I was telling someone online earlier, like, you know how to meet people? Go to church. You can always meet people at church, especially if it's an Asian church, like Korean church, is a good way because one, they're there for God. At the same time, you're meeting them and God's putting you guys together. That's how it worked out.
there are probably like 7 or 8 Korean Baptist churches around my area.
So I think you should join it, and that's a good way to meet people because they're gonna talk to you. So
Okay,
they're gonna talk to you
they're
about God,
thirsty.
but at the same time, there's always gonna be one or two of them that is interested but can't because of family or whatever stereotype that they had to go through to get to date someone outside their race. And so
I think that's like one of the biggest things. Like for how I grew up, like my
hmm
family accepts who my partner comes in. My parents are
right.
very, they're not judgmental like that. They feel that's my decision to make, and it's
No,
not.
that's good.
It's a boundary that they won't impede or cross.
Right.
Um, they might not like who I picked or my brothers and sisters, but they don't
hmm
interfere. And it's weird dating out there, and that's across all cultures and ethnic
Yes.
groups where people
I,
are involved with families that are
it
not
was. I believe
involved.
it was hard for my parents to get past my Caucasian brother-in-law because they wanted her to marry someone Asian. But I was trying to tell my parents like we're in the United States now. We're not in China no more and stuff and everything. We have to go with the flow. If she falls in love with someone that she likes from work or wherever, so that's her decision and stuff like that. You can't change it or so and everything. And the good thing for my siblings or so, and they date outside the race too. So like, thanks sis, thanks for making it easy for me.
So, is your family very accepting of having a
They
very
are.
diverse
It is
culture
now. It is now
family?
because in my family, it's basically they pick basically Caucasian or so
Mhm.
and everything, and I guess for me and stuff, it didn't really matter. So my parents just my the way my dad sees it as whoever you fall in love with, that's cool. Mom's like whoever can take care of you, that's even better. So didn't matter the race and everything. As long as they took care of me, like they'll clean
Uh-huh.
after me, cook after you, like mom, that's fine. In this world now, it's equal partnership, so both sides have to work together for a better future, like that.
So like
Yeah.
roles really distinguished in your family, because like
No, not really. So, it's basically I think my parents are more like just go to school, do good in school, get a good job, and build your future that way. Like that. They didn't really pressure me, probably because I'm the youngest in the group, out of six kids. All my sisters are older than me, so I'm the youngest in the family. So six of us, five sisters. So,
did
and
your
basically, it's my sisters are the ones giving me the birds and bees, and dating advice. So I always go to them for questions. And so like, sis, how you do this? So like, oh, this is how you do it. I was like, oh, okay.
so did you literally have six moms?
Hmm?
Did you have like six moms? Because your
No,
sisters were
no, I had
filling it into you?
it felt like six moms or something because they keep repeating whatever mom says. Like when you go outside, it's cold outside. Don't forget to put your coat on. You know how you saw the movie The Christmas Story where the little kids all bundle up and everything when he goes out and play in the snow? That was me.
That's how our mom had us going out in the snow in New York too. We'd be bundled
Yeah.
up, and
Well,
we
where
had snow skis.
you guys had snow. You guys
Yeah,
had some
back
big
then we
snow up
did.
there.
It wasn't. It was customary to have like 6, 7 feet of snow when it
Hmm.
snowed. And my
And you're
mom,
like, they still made you go to school? Like, what?
well, actually, my mom would dress me for school and send me to go catch the bus, but my neighbors would send me back home. My mom grew up in the country, and they have
Oh,
these stories.
yeah,
We
because
walked
back
two
then or something,
miles to
you had
school
to
and
walk 2, 3 miles to school. They didn't have a bus, I remember.
barefoot in
So,
the snow.
so that
So
was pretty
when she
bad.
had me tied up like the Christmas story, she thought she was
Hmm.
doing good.
That's a good thing. Oh, wow. I think this is working out pretty good or so. I never did this before. The
This
two
one,
Francis asked me so, but I never really checked out the channel, so which I it's
okay.
bad to say that
But
now
you
and stuff
did
like that, but I
the,
guess I'm gonna have to check it out eventually.
but you do the live group, so you're pretty
I
active.
do the Zoom with the group during COVID aside because it was easier. I do Zoom with my family because we can't come together.
Okay.
Because everybody's like, I have family in California, I got family in Florida, I got family in Boston. So by doing Zoom, it's just easier. You get a chance to check on everyone every week or so, which is great. And
Oh,
then the Ambw Zoom helps out because you get to talk to members that you meet on Facebook, but never actually do face to face. So,
yeah.
and doing face to face helps because when you do meet them in real life, you're like, oh my God, I've known you forever, or so like that. You understand? It works out fine. It's
Now
really
you're
good.
pretty social, and you've had lots of opportunities. Why do you think you haven't made a love connection yet?
I think two of them I probably lost, or basically, you know how you have that soulmate, and if you let the soulmate go, that's it. You're not gonna find another one. That's what happened to me, I
Oh,
believe.
the bars were raised really high.
No, no, no. The thing was, I was ready, she wasn't ready, and then when she was ready, I wasn't paying attention, so I lost it. You know how you lose a fish. That's what happened. I lost a fish.
Oh.
I lost a few fishes or so, and then if I did find someone that I did want to marry, there were little complications. Like if there was in the beginning conversation, you talk about I want to have kids, and then they'll say something like I don't want to have kids, and then after you figured it out, so you're like, no, I don't want to be with this person because she doesn't want to have kids with me, or so. So if you don't want to start a family with me, it's a no go. So I won't move forward after that. So at the time back then, I was looking for a family, someone to give me like six kids or something like that. My standard was high back then. My standard was way too high. One kid is enough, I think, for now,
Yeah.
because I didn't realize how expensive kids are
Did you
until I
st-
see my siblings and so like, oh my god, you got 5 kids? Did dad allow this?
now you're in a different phase of life, kind of. Are you still
Um,
interested in trying to have kids, or?
I'm still interested in trying to find the love of my life is the best way to put it.
Mhm.
Someone that is more like gonna grow old with me, someone's gonna travel with me, eat with me, someone that I can come home to every day and
Mhm.
talk to about my problems at work, which I probably don't talk about work that much. But you want to console whatever you're feeling that day with that person, and then they're gonna console you back. It has to work both ways, and so both parties have to work together, and so you know. Well, how many kids you got?
I have one little girl. She's 9 years old.
Okay,
She has special needs. She's on the
okay,
autism spectrum. She
I
has
understand.
a few
My
other
sister has one
things.
too. Oh, my sister's son is the posted kid on Route 84. I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
He's the face of autism, so oh, he's a beautiful child, but he's so grown up now, and I understand the amount of work you have for a special need kid. It's a lot of work on the parents.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work
And
because
so
you want them to be normal, but it takes a while.
not normal, but you just want them. You want to help them thrive,
Right.
to
Yeah.
maximize their skills and their ability to be
And the
independent
potential.
as much as possible. Exactly.
Right.
And people don't realize it's. I used to teach preschool, and
Hmm.
my largest class was like 12 kids. And when
Oh,
she would
okay.
get out of school and she would come to her class, it felt like they increased my class by 6 more kids. She was
Oh,
that much
wow.
more work in the class. Not that I don't regret it. I
No,
love
no,
it.
no. It's a
Super
great experience, especially if you love kids.
okay. But it's like everything is just more intensified. You need that much more patience. You need that. You need to be able to think out of the box. You need to be able
Okay.
to break things down even to smaller steps because their brain development is totally different than someone with a typical developing mind. Um,
Right.
and
Is it
it's
hard for you to date knowing that you have a child? Like, do you have to tell them in the beginning or so, or what?
you
How
know
does it work? I don't know.
I think it's not hard to tell people that I have a child who's on the spectrum. I think what
Okay.
happens is you can kind of feel people like some people like right away they're like, oh, I'm so sorry for you. Like it's the worst thing that ever happened to me. I don't have leprosy. I'm not about to lose a limb.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's just a
You know,
child. That's all.
I
What's
have a
special?
child who
There's
has
special needs. I mean,
expertise.
it could be gifted or so. Basically, she could paint
Yeah.
Picasso, or she could basically, play the piano. We just don't know how she does it, but she's good at it. You know what I mean?
So it's like taking that blow and trying to, because you're also educating people as well.
Yeah.
Like before
Hmm.
we got her autism diagnosis, I didn't know anyone with autism. I don't remember growing up with anyone with autism. Um,
Right.
and I didn't even understand the type of challenges. And every individual on the spectrum is
Yep.
different. It's not the same type
Every
of,
kid's different. Every kid has special needs. Their trigger moments, their
yeah,
issues, and you have to figure out what they are, so you can figure out a way how to calm them down. So,
yeah.
same thing with my sister. Like her child cannot be in a large group of people, so because he'll start having a meltdown. But there are
Overstimulated.
ways to calm him down. There's ways to make him like feel
Mhm.
like you're safe, you're okay. You're like you're protecting someone. You're picking a family member or so.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're talking about.
So it's like that, and then so that's one handle where they treat you. It's like special needs doesn't mean that they're broken,
No,
and
they're
I think
not.
a lot of people see it.
That's the hard part. I was trying to explain this to my parents. My parents don't understand it or so. So I was trying to explain to mom, but mom doesn't quite get it or so or anything. But then mom got dementia, so she doesn't remember much. She'll just keep repeating the same question. It's like, I gotta repeat myself again.
And then after you do that, you address that attitude that they're broken and they need to be fixed. Then
And
there's
normally
some
they don't
people
need to be fixed or so. Basically, they're a lot brilliant
exactly,
than us, okay?
and then
Way brilliant than us.
some people they don't have any empathy for how much work it entails, and it can because it puts a lot on you. You really have to know yourself as a person. You have to know
Mm-hmm.
your boundaries, and as a parent, you have to improve your parenting because you're
Yes.
using a totally different style of parenting to be able to meet this child's needs. And
Now with your child, you can talk to them, right? You don't have to use sign language.
I do sign language. We started
Okay.
off with I have a hearing loss in both ears. So
Okay.
when she was a baby and I was still rehabbing, I was like, oh, let's use this time to learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
So I started teaching her baby sign language for
Okay.
communicating. She was my first child, so I missed a lot of the signs of autism.
Right.
Um, she was diagnosed when she was 4, but
Okay.
we continued sign language all that time.
Yeah, because I think for my sister, she was diagnosed late, so they didn't really know what was going on. So then they finally figured it out. So everything like most skills doesn't work. Sign language sort of works, but if you give him a cookie, he wants it all the time.
Well, she was a very late talker. She's still
Okay.
learning to talk. She can read, not grade level, but she's
Yes.
one of the strongest readers in her class.
Oh,
She's
that's
doing
good. That's
basic
amazing.
arithmetic, yeah,
Okay.
so like adding and a little bit of subtraction. She's working
She
on some.
might be brilliant. She might be you know.
Well, she's smart, but she's not savant in anything right now. Like music is one of her special interests. So
Yeah, they
as much as you
love the
need to
music
encourage
itself.
that, yeah.
This Disney app is so great.
She likes nursery rhymes a lot. So that's like her
Okay.
genre of music.
No, that's good that she can memorize those and stuff like that. I think with my sister's son, it's not nursery rhyme. It's basically you turn on Disney, he just loves Disney.
Yeah,
All the shows and so and everything, and he just clued into it and so. And he gets annoyed when you interrupt him and so.
yeah. They zoom into that
They're
and they
they're
fixate.
so focused
Did you
that
do
you're not
this?
supposed to interrupt them or so. It's amazing. So I have a better understanding what you mean by that or so.
Yeah, and then advocating for their education to make sure that it's
Hmm.
not like a daycare for 7 hours a day, 30 to
Okay.
40 hours a week. You want to make sure that people understand the best way for them to learn, the best way to calm them down, to help them integrate into a greater community than what they have
Okay.
in their safe space at home. And then you want it's because she's she's not nonverbal because she does have words, but she's
Okay.
not conversational.
Okay.
She can't answer
It's
any.
gonna take time. It's gonna take time. Eventually, she'll come across it eventually. Um, who else had a child? That I'm thinking of what's it? MacArthur, is it? The artist. She had a child that was
Oh yeah,
autism,
yeah.
and I think like he snapped out of it or so. Like he was able to communicate eventually, and then he got better at it. I just don't remember what the artist's name was. I'm sorry, I totally
Jenny
forgot.
McCarthy. Jenny
Yeah,
McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah.
When I heard that story, it was amazing. So, and my sister's like, "Hey, you gotta watch this." I was like, "Again?"
Well, it's I'm trying to just provide her with all the tools that she needs to
Yes.
be able to communicate when she decides to, because she prefers mutism. If she
Hmm.
didn't have to talk at all, she would just use her power words to get what she needed
Okay.
on it. But because she never had a curiosity about communicating, she never had that
Oh,
desire.
okay.
So it's
But
like,
I think eventually the school's gonna teach her. The special school's gonna teach her, and then they'll figure out what she can use, what she can't use, and what she knows and stuff like that.
yeah,
And but
and
she'll
it's
grow, she'll learn, she'll figure it out.
that motivation. And I think it's because a lot of them have challenges with socially connecting to people. It's
Yes.
so right now she likes being around people. She likes big crowds, but
Hmm.
she doesn't like to interact one
Yeah.
on one unless it's on her terms. So
Hmm.
and it's usually just very short moments to interact.
Do you get nurse aides or anybody to come to do like special extra hours to teach her or so, or no?
I do. I primarily do everything.
Okay.
With
Because
COVID.
I know if the nurse aide came in, it just gave you a 1 hour, 2 hour mental breakdown or so, or mental relaxation where they teach and do everything for you. And then when they leave, at least you know you're ready to take over or so like that.
I enjoy all the time that I spend with her.
Okay.
During the pandemic, with online schooling and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
she made the greatest progress when I was facilitating her therapies and
Okay.
doing her schoolwork and stuff like that. And trying to relinquish a little bit of that, just so that it's not such a huge demand on me. I think because I'm a more mature mom, I
Right.
had
Because you had to grow up
more.
fast or so.
Yeah, I did all that living and having all that fun and discovering who I was when I was younger. So
Mm-hmm.
being an older mom, I can really dedicate that time towards her and not feel the guilt or the pressure or to feel, um, I guess, uh, I don't want to say cheated, but I don't feel like I'm splitting myself with the
Okay.
time that I'm dedicating towards her or with
Right.
her.
Because this is like the best time in the moment when they're young. You want to spend every moment, see them grow every moment or so, because those are the moments you want to treasure down the road or so and everything. And then you could tell them the story about how they grew up or so.
It's
And
because
those stories are the best or so because it's basically memories or so, really. I
so
understand.
yeah, they only get one childhood, and why not make it as enjoyable as possible? And
Because somebody said to me, like, would you adopt Ray? It's like, are you talking about a pet or are you talking about a human being? They're like, human being. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were talking about that stuff. So, because there are a lot of kids out there that need a family or so. And I met a few members that have adopted like kids and stuff like that need a home, that needed love and stuff like everything. And I sit there and I look at that like, you stressed, aren't you? She's like, why'd you adopt that many or something? She's like, no, I only adopt that many because I have the room for it and I have the heart for it. So that's a good thing. So I was like, I'm very proud of you. Now she's looking for a man.
oh, she did it all on her own.
Yeah, she did it
Wow.
all on her own and stuff and everything. And she's like, right now I'm looking for a man. I was like, okay, I'm sure you figured it out. You figure a way to juggle it out. So I told her. So yeah,
Wow.
all day. I'm telling you, all day today was I was talking to a lot of members today because after I posted the pictures up, influx of inboxing texts started coming in. It's like, when this happened, why wasn't I notified about the event or so and everything? It's like I posted it up, but no one reads my post. That's why I have to like inbox each person to remind them, and so that's why. But
Yeah.
I had a good time with Ambw. I've been a member for a very long time. I think maybe it's like I've been in it for since 2003.
Oh, wow.
So I have seen it change. I have seen it change from different ownerships, different organizers. I've seen young and old. I've seen it move like better now than it was before back then.
So,
You
would you
know, it's
say it's one of your passions, or think something that's very dear to your heart to be involved in?
I think it is for me right now and stuff like that because it keeps me active. It's people that do want to share culture,
Hmm.
the people that want to get to know you, people that generally just want to be your friend or so, or just hang out and do things together or so. And if you do fall in love, which you'll see many pictures on Facebook of me and a lot of people, yes, I do date a lot of black females.
Now, I grew up around some Asians, but not only did they not ask me out, black boys weren't asking me out, white boys weren't asking me out. I didn't start dating until like my senior year of college, and I think the reason for that is because I'm kind of learning that I'm I'm more like a demisexual. It's I don't really have a
What
sexual
is
attraction.
that? Wait, I keep
It's
hearing these pansexual, demisexual, polyans, and like, what is this term? I've never heard of it.
you know how a lot of people see someone and they're like, I'm very physically attracted to them, and
Okay,
it's just that one step that they need to have happen. For
okay,
me, I need a emotional. connection to people
Okay.
before we even really move into that area of
The
sexual.
next level
Yeah. So building friendships is really
is it
important for me
very important.
for a
Communication is very
relationship.
important too,
Yeah,
because you
and
wanna know how they think. You
understand.
wanna know how they talk. You wanna understand how they interact. You wanna try to figure them out and make sure there's no flaws as or so too. You know, because you want to know if they're gonna be cheating on you down the road. You want to know if they're gonna be like, are they still interested, or they just have a side chick on the side? Like, I understand all that extra stuff. Like, good God, that's so complex though. It's not like traditional dating where you date one person and then if it doesn't go well, you know you can part your ways and so and everything. Like 6
Well,
months
it's
down
like
the road or something like that.
it's difficult making that type of bond with so many people at a
Yes.
high frequency. I'm
Hmm.
just not capable of doing it. Where I see some people, like they've got a new crush every week. Like I'm just not built that way. So
Yeah.
it's like when I do break up, it takes a long time to
To
get over
heal.
that, and then
Yeah.
it's like I have to cycle through, and I never realized it until I saw the terminology recently. Because usually what would happen is I would break up, then I'd be single for 5 years, and I'm not dating, and I'm thinking, well, what's wrong with me? Why am I not interested in you or
Hmm.
connecting to anyone? And it's like I was like, oh, I get it. I'm demisexual. I just need more emotional work to develop a friendship. And a lot and dating's not really like that. It's very fast paced.
It is fast paced. Nowadays, when people date, they're using apps. They're using every app that's out there. So, because one of my group members are like, "Man, you need to get on Hinge, I think it is, or
Mm-hmm.
Tinder, or PDF or something like." I can't do all those apps. I can't even memorize a conversation with one person I'm talking to another person or something because I messed up so royal yesterday or today. I was talking to somebody and then I said, "Hey, you're in this state." It says, "No, I'm in this state." I'm sitting there thinking, like, "Oh my God, I got her mixed up with someone else's location." And the thing was that I wasn't trying to hook up with them. I was trying to bring them into the group or so. That's what it was. But I just
Okay.
totally forgot what state they were in because early this morning someone texted like, "Hey, I'm in Delaware," and I'm sitting there thinking like, Delaware. I don't know anybody in Delaware, you know. Trying to tell me that she was in Delaware visiting sisters, but I know that she's in VA, Virginia, or so and everything. So she drew me off when she texted me that, and I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my God, I don't remember the conversation I had with her. I don't remember the location she's from. I had to pause for a second or so, and I stopped talking to her. I just stopped talking to her. And
So
she
that
calls me like
means you had
she
no
called me.
attraction towards
Yeah,
her.
I.
You were
That's right.
pretty.
I cannot have more than one conversation with one person or so because if I have multiple conversation, I will forget location, who I was talking to, what the conversation's about, or something like that.
Yeah.
Very
So,
confusing for me. So for me, it has to be one on one. It also has to be like, if you're in New York City, I will try to reach out to you as fast as possible, you know, and
mhm,
everything. But if you're like across the country, like California, give me a week or two. I'll get your information. I'll have your phone number, address, and all the other information to reach out to you or so eventually. And then after that, it takes me about 2 weeks. If I like you in 2 weeks, cool. If I don't, I'm gonna ghost you. It's a new word I learned, but I
I
realized I've been
know.
doing that a lot.
I don't know. I don't like ghosting. I like, it's, I kind of like if I meet someone in person and, I'm kind of jiving with them and I think there's some compatibility.
Right.
Let's be nice to each other. Let's see where this goes. And then when it's no longer fun, it's not stimulating. Um,
Hmm.
let's just be honest and just say it's not
Yeah, it's
it's
not
not
working out, so I think we should just be
it's not
friends.
familiar. It's not fulfilling in the way that I would want to
Yes.
spend. Well, my new phrase now is it's not really the winter of my life, but it's the autumn of my life. And if I'm blessed with another 3 decades, I,
Hmm.
I really want them to be. 3 decades. 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 I really want them to be. 3 the best years of my life
Yeah.
um, with
So wait,
someone.
when's the last time you dated?
Um, I started dating a year ago. I
Okay.
the first so I had been celibate for 5 years or six
Okay.
years, and I met someone through a friend, and the only reason why I even gave him a chance is because the friend vouched for their personality and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
And I was really hesitant, and I said, okay, well, I guess I'll give it a try. I'll meet them. And he was from Buffalo. He was younger, and but he wasn't ready for relationships. He love bombed me, and that's a new terminology that I never
What's it called again?
love bombing.
No, I never heard of that. But I'm gonna use that in my next Zoom. I'm gonna tell them like, dude, what does this word mean?
Well,
And I'm gonna have the group session chat about that or so.
it's he. Well, it's actually a relationship manipulation tool to get people
Oh,
to bond with you.
oh.
And I never experienced it before. I wasn't aware of it, and coming from having no love interest, no one showing interest in me or attraction towards me, I
Hmm.
was like, I was like, I want more. Where's the next entree?
Yeah.
And when I fall in love with someone, it's like a sunburst bursting through the
Oh my
window.
gosh, that's crazy.
And so if he loved by me and I gave him a love burst, and he got scared.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
It is. and
I'm gonna have to.
and so then I just went to like online apps, dating apps, and
Oh, okay.
I'm also like a really kind of not shy, but I don't like to be overwhelmed with too much attention. From one person, it's fine, I can handle it all. But if it's
Hmm.
from lots of people,
Yeah,
it's too
it's hard
much for me.
to figure out who to talk to, who not to talk to. Um, you gotta
It's too
take your
much
time with
work.
one person or so because it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. It's like homework. I'm
It's
telling you.
yeah, it's too much work. And then so when I get on them, I look at a few people for a few days,
Hmm.
24 to 72 hours. Then I turn off my profile so that I have a chance to get to know the few people that I did contact through that time.
Are
Um,
you introvert or extrovert?
I am kind of a mixture. Like,
Okay.
I feel most comfortable as an introvert and kind of a loner, but
Okay.
I really do enjoy groups and activities and connecting with people. And if I have to turn it up to be more extroverted, I can easily do it. So it's a skill I've developed. Um,
Okay.
but I think I'm really a one-on-one person, kind of like you. I want to give I want to give my all just to one person. I don't want to spread it thin through the population.
Yeah, that's it's because it's a lot of work and stuff because it's confusing. And if you're feeling that one person, you want to basically spend as much time with that person to get to know them or so first. Because if you do this like get to know you, then meet you, and then it doesn't work out, it's not like it's wasted time. It's just that you put all the effort for nothing or so.
I
But
don't
then the
want
goal
to
here
do
is
that
not to
effort,
not put all your goals in the in one
but if
basket or so.
but if we split up, it's I'd like to split up respecting each other.
Yeah, like don't blackmail them,
Yeah,
drag them through the mud,
don't
post
do
negative
things to
feedback
intentionally
on them on
hurt each
Facebook
other.
about
Hey,
that person. Yeah, I know.
it's like we can agree that this didn't work out for us and we didn't have the tools to make it work. But a
Right.
lot when you're in a commitment with someone, you commit to do all the work even when the times are difficult. You
Yes.
learn the skills to commit to having a family with them. I'm gonna
Hmm.
be there for you till neither one of us till we have our last breath. You
So
know.
basically, you're looking for a family. Basically, you're looking to find someone that basically is ride and die type of thing. I hate that word.
I am a ride or die chick. Is if we're bumping uglies, it's because I'm investing in you until death do us part, and you're not splitting up with me because you made a commitment that you're gonna work through this. You're
The
mine.
reason why I didn't want to use the word ride and die, but it was the only terminology I've been listening to, heard from in the groups or so. Because I, as an old person, and stuff like that, the new terminology that are using out there, I don't understand. I
Uh-huh.
gotta Google it, or I have to ask somebody about it. So I have to ask the young folk, like, what does this word mean? And so I was like, oh my God, you don't know what this word is? It's been out there for a long time. It's like, I don't watch those shows on TV. So
Well,
I don't watch BET. I don't watch MTV. I don't watch all those young hips shows or so and everything. And try to understand what the terminology means in the song either. So, you know?
aside from families where my grandparents and my parents, they're like, we took these vows before God, so it's till death do us part. So they're like
Yeah.
all in
It, you're stuck
forever.
with that person. You cannot break up with that person. Can't
Even
divorce them. Can't get rid of them. You're
because I
stuck.
did this in front of God, and I'm
You
not going
know.
to. And it's even though I do believe people should be able to get divorced if they've tried everything and it's not working, or it's
Yeah,
unhealthy, it's
that's
dangerous.
very
I,
true.
I do think your intentions going in shouldn't be just until winter. You're mine until winter, and then I'm getting a new boo.
In spring, you basically kind of will throw away or so.
I think if you start a relationship and you have a end date on it in mind already,
Hmm.
then that's how you're wasting someone's time.
Yes,
Um,
you know.
um, I
But do
don't.
you do a lot of? You don't do long distance, right?
I have done long distance relationships before,
It's very hard, right?
but not for me because I can do one person, and I can give myself to that one person, and I can make the best of uh, difficult situations or challenging
Okay,
situations or thinking out of the box, trying to be creative to
okay.
still maintain that connection. But my partners weren't able to do long distance relationships.
Yes, it's kind of hard because it's like who's visiting who mostly? Are we meeting in the middle? Who's coming out to see who? Who's coming out for the holidays? It's like that, so it's very stressful on
Yeah.
both parties, but it's more stressful for the one that's traveling the most or so because they're putting all their effort into it or so. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't go well for them either. So
Um, I don't know. I would, I've spent the majority of my adult life being single. So at this
okay.
time,
So you used
I,
to being
I
independent, strong,
yeah,
smart.
I want someone to be nearby. I want to be able to cuddle and have
Yes.
physical contact with that person. I don't want to do the next
I
five
see you in
years,
2 hours or so. I see you in
years.
a day or so.
But,
I understand what you mean. Like I need to have that
I've had a connection.
PDA in front of me or so. I can't have that PDA like
Yeah.
6,000 miles away from me or so.
We need to make arrangements so that we're in the same city. We don't have to be in the same house right now. Um,
Right.
being in the same apartment complex or in the same neighborhood would be nice.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't want to do a different country or a different state.
Yeah. Because
If
when I hear stories about people like, oh, I met my boyfriend. He's in Korea. It's like, how do you guys like make it work? He's in
well,
another
if you
country.
have
He's like 24 hours ahead of you.
all intentions to do what it takes to be together, that's
Yeah.
one thing. But if you have no intentions of doing that, I wouldn't. I would tell someone, let's just be friends. You
Yeah.
can see who you want, and we can enjoy each other's company as friends and
Hmm.
pals and hanging out like that, and still laugh and chat and share ideas and stuff like that, and grow as friends, but
The friend
romantically.
zone, get put in the friend zone.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My friends have lasted a lot longer than my lovers.
Oh my God, that's true. That's true because you can't really do anything wrong with them. So you know,
So
that makes
unless
perfect sense.
unless physically I am hungry for that person all the time, I think a friend is a good compliment.
Hunger for a friend. Never had that thought before, but all right, I'll try that. Gotta figure out how that works. That's all like that. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, okay. What time is it? Oh,
It
wow, we did an
is.
hour?
Yeah, we've been chatting for an hour.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't think they would chat that long or so and everything.
What is it?
I was thinking it's gonna be like a questionnaire type of thing. That's
Look!
why.
It's we know how to talk to people.
What is that, C and O for Colorado? Is that correct?
Colorado! Or let me Colorado. There we go. Colorado.
Okay, that's a C and a D. Okay, I'm thinking it was C and O, so that's why.
Oh,
So how you like it there so far?
I love Colorado. We moved here from Arkansas. My daughter, her name is Chase. Her dad's originally from Arkansas, so we were there.
Okay.
But when we split up, I didn't have any family there, no real deep friend connections.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me go somewhere else new and see if it's an environment that she can thrive in. We
Right.
visited here, and it was a really mild winter, but we still get 4 seasons. A much milder winter than New York. The altitude we had to adjust to a little bit. We get a lot more sunlight. The skies are clear skies.
Because it's like, see, the area there is a lot cleaner than what the city is like, so you don't get the smog
Compared
at
to New
all.
York City, yeah. And in Rochester, upstate New York, there's a lot of haze, cloudy haze from the lake effect. So they're blue skies most of the year, a lot of sunshine. Winter is very mild, but you get 4 seasons. The mountains are
Okay.
beautiful. Colorado Springs is right at the base of the Rockies. So
Wait, you also have the Olympic Stadium there, right? Oh
yep,
no.
we have the
Okay.
Olympic and the Paralympic training centers here.
Okay.
We went hiking. There's lots of outdoor hiking trails.
I know that you guys have a lot of outdoor events, so because my friends like, yo, there's a lot of tech companies there too. There's a lot of big companies in your area, so now.
There are 3 military bases, and they want it's and are military contractors. They
Oh, okay.
like it to become the next Silicon Valley, but I don't think they have. A lot of people in Colorado Springs don't have advanced degrees. Most of them have just high school degrees. So you have a lot of
Okay.
people coming in from California because of avoiding high taxes, or
Right.
from Texas, moving here. So the culturally, it's kind of changing a lot from that.
Okay.
But I think they're getting more high tech people, more high
Yeah,
tech.
because I just know that there's a lot of high tech, amazing like programming companies that are out there. Because I know people that lived in New York, moved all the way out there. It's like, doesn't it snow there like foots and foots of snow? So like, how do you guys survive that? So, but
Yeah,
they're living large out there. They're happy out there. They said it's just peaceful. They say
it
that's what it
is.
is.
It is. It
It's
really
less
is.
stress from the city. Um,
Well, the
it's almost like,
drivers are worse than in New York City. They can't drive at this area code.
well, the things that driving slow, they're taking the time. They're not in a rush to get anywhere. Like us New Yorkers, like we're honking our horn and the light hasn't even changed yet. So that's what
Yeah.
I understand. It makes sense.
That's a good too.
What else are you close to?
Um,
What's next to
Denver's.
Colorado? Denver is
Oh,
what?
well,
Not Nevada, right?
actually, Nevada is west of us, so
Okay,
we
okay.
touch. Um,
I'm
Texas,
trying. I'm
New
trying to remember. Okay, I'm trying to remember the
Mexico,
map where you guys are located. I just know that you guys are north.
Nebraska, and and I think Nevada is on the other side.
I'm gonna have to look at the map now. Let me look at the map. The map will tell me where you are.
But it's Colorado is really beautiful. Colorado Springs is. Wyoming, it can be really beautiful. Utah can be.
Aspen is by you, right?
Aspen is in north. Denver
Okay.
is the closest big city.
Okay.
Then you have Boulder, Aspen, um, northwest of Denver.
Okay. Okay.
Just,
Because I think I landed there once. It was a layover. That's what it was. It was a layover
oh,
before
okay.
I go home. Because I was going from Nevada, ended up in Denver, and then Denver back to home. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Denver probably has the biggest international airport in the state.
yes.
So if you do a transfer, that's where you want it. You don't want the one in Colorado Springs. It's a very dinky airport.
It's a dinky airport, but then I'm thinking that you fly out faster, or so, and it's be less people on the plane as well. No, no, not really. Okay. I'll be sure to note that on my little calendar book. So next time I fly out West Coast and so.
Chase, you're making lots of noise. Mommy doesn't like that. Give me 1 second. I'll redirect her.
All right. Yeah, tend to her. She needs attention, and it's good.
Do you want to come say hi?
Can she? Is she allowed to?
She's real shy. She doesn't like
Okay. Okay. She don't
digital.
like the camera.
Yeah, she doesn't like the camera.
Not yet. Not yet. She will eventually.
When she
One
does,
day she's just gonna take your phone and use it, and then change the password on you.
when she is in front of the camera or the telephone, she behaves like a hostage.
Oh no, that's not good. So we gotta make it more comfortable. It's the
Yes.
new thing in life right now: Zoom chatting and online Facebook chatting. So people don't even pick it. He couldn't use it as phone calls no more.
Well, for pictures, she's like, cheese, and then she's like a blank face, and she's gone.
My face, but it's like a delay reaction. She takes the cheese face after the picture's done. You know that. Kids always do that. So like, oh man, now she's smiling now, but it's all good. Okay, having other questions that I need to throw out there? Any concerns I have or so?
What are things that are, because you've dated for a while? What are
I dated for a while, but most everybody that I dated was just too young for me, I think it is, or they weren't ready, or maturity level was not what I expected. That's why. And then the other version is that you meet someone, you like them, but then when you actually meet them in person, it's a totally different personality.
so
You know,
authenticity and their phase of life to move forward towards something more.
yeah, something like that. You know,
So, like in New York City, you run across so many people. But I kind of think just culturally there, people don't have time for you not to be who you really are. Is that,
I mean, some of
or
them do, so some of them do slow down for you, and you kind of sit down, you talk with them, you eat, you try to figure them out, and try to figure out why they still single. So, but then they have like maybe ambition, or they have something more in life that they want. But then if you don't fall into the category, I might bail on you. I might sabotage the date or sabotage the relationship because I feel like, nah, it ain't working out, so I gotta cut this off now.
are you a saboteur?
I think I am or so because if I don't feel comfortable, I
Uh-huh.
will sabotage it or so.
So, what things do you do to sabotage?
No, 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 not sabotage is basically like, hey, it's not filling out, or I don't feel it coming out, or I don't want to meet up with you. Like it's almost like ghosting them, but not really ghosting them because there are times you do want to hang out, and there are times she's like, she's just too clingy. I can't really hang out with her. You know, I need my space. Let me go
So,
hang out with my family and friends.
do you think you've been single for so long that clingy is and does
I think for
so?
me, I think when I reach a certain age, and I know that I can't have kids after a certain age, that's when I think I stopped dating. I think it was, and then and it's normally like this: if I'm not looking, they tend to hit me up. When I'm looking, nobody wants me, so I don't understand that concept. I'm not even looking this week, and I got 4 or 5 people hitting me up or something. Like, where are these people coming from, and why are they like adding me or so? Why are they inboxing me or so? Because I think I joined a group, and you know when you join a group, new face comes up, new member, they
Yeah.
always hit the new member up, you know, and they want to get to know you, and they want to see if you're interested or something. And they don't realize like I
Flavor
only
of me.
join. I only joined because I'm looking, but I'm not set yet. So once I'm set up my page, set up everything, then I'll start looking and stuff like that.
Raymond, when
Yes.
you think someone's going to be attracted to you, what do you think they're going to be most attracted to you for?
Hopefully my humor, my laughter, my inner soul part. All this outside should not really matter. So, because I'm looking for intelligent, I'm looking for a good heart. I'm looking for someone that clearly cares for that person or the person that they're gonna care for and everything. And if you look like Kim Kardashian and have no soul, then I don't want you. So you know what I mean. But if you are, look like Kim Kardashian, you do have a soul, then maybe I want you or so like that. But for me, I have dated all types, all sizes, big and small, and I come across maybe three that I really like, but I didn't act on it. I wasn't fast enough, and it just slipped out of my hands, and I lost it. You know, like this really sucks.
Now, do you have a type, a typical type that you're attracted to?
I think I keep the same type over and over. When I look at the other pictures I look at, like they're all short, they're all like not I want to say frumpy or so, but they're big bone girls,
Uh huh.
and
You like to
because
cuddle.
I like a little cushion. I need cushion, okay. If you're like a pillow size, then maybe yes. So a big teddy bear, yes. So and everything. If you don't have much there, that's okay too, and stuff like that. Because I've dated fitness people too,
Uh-huh.
and everything. It's all about connecting in the mind.
Yeah.
Um, it's all about communication, really. So because if you can't communicate me what's going on in your life, or you can't communicate if I'm doing something wrong, and you're not telling me and you're holding it in, and then when we had that first fight, and then you come out and say it, that's like basically you are holding it in,
So
and
how
then the way you the
how
way you
do you
explode on me tells me that, oh, you're one of those people, so you like to hold it in and then blow up on me, so because that's not the type of personality I want from somebody. I want them to tell me everything that you think I'm doing wrong, or if you're doing something that I don't notice or something like that, you're gonna have to hit me in the head. Sometimes I don't might not notice it,
you don't get it?
you know. Yeah.
Yes. I think it's kind of like people are like seasonings. Some seasonings just go well together so much better than others.
So
And
what seasoning do you use? Salt or pepper?
well, I'm a foodie too, so I like to eat a lot of stuff. I like to try a lot of different seasonings. Um,
Okay.
uh,
Do
but
you cook a lot?
I cook. My
I
job
mean,
is.
I understand during the pandemic you have to cook at home. I understand that.
I enjoy cooking. I enjoy trying new different things, different combinations, flavors,
Okay.
and seasonings. I like to
I
do
can
it.
only cook from recipe only. I have to follow a recipe.
Oh, okay. I do
It's
recipe.
not always gonna be perfect because I won't have an ingredient, but I'll substitute it for something else.
It's I will use a recipe as like a guideline, and then I
Okay.
kind of change it for how I
Yeah.
know how it works for me. Unless it's something
Uh,
brand new and I want to try it exactly how that recipe describes it. Pizza
okay.
dough is like that. Don't try to
Pizza dough.
experiment pizza dough. Follow
No,
the
I had never learned how to bake anything or something. New York City kitchens, they're small. You can't really bake anything or so because the countertop that you have, you don't have the room to do what you want to do. And you're
oh,
gonna make a disaster either way in your kitchen. But my kitchen right now is fabulous. So, but I have too many appliances right now. The only newest appliance I'm using right now is an air fryer. Never had one. It's not a
oh,
microwave, I find out, but
I
it's
love the
really
air
healthy.
fryer. Yeah.
So I made like chicken cutlet last Thursday for the first time. I overcooked it because I was reading the manual book, but it didn't explain to me like if it's frozen, non-frozen. It just told me the temperature, how many minutes, and so I put it in for too long of minutes or so. So it came out a little too crunchy for me.
Okay.
And then
Chicken.
French
I
fries, French fries are hard to do.
really. It's French
if
fries
it
are one of the easiest ones because you just put them in and you don't have to really do much.
No, no, no. When you have to make your own
Oh,
French
from
fries, not
scratch.
not from
No.
scratch. So it's different and so because you
Okay.
have to kind of
Cornstarch.
soak it in water to get the starch out,
Uh-huh.
and then you have to put a little oil on it. But make sure before you put oil that you dry the French fries first because
Yep.
it's not going to come out the way you want it to.
Use cornstarch to get them really dry. So sprinkle a little bit
Oh,
of cornstarch on there.
okay. I
It
didn't think of
dries them
that.
out, and then add
Okay,
your oil.
okay. Do you add oil or do you spray it?
I use a spritzer with oil
Okay.
just to control
Because I
the amount
use
of
the
oil.
Pam, I use the Pam spray one or so.
Okay.
I just spritz it that way. But
You
I
should.
think I had too many French fries in the test. That's why
Okay.
I'm thinking the top cook, but not the bottom.
That could have
But
been your.
it's a trial and error. I'm still learning
Yeah.
still.
But I love the air fryer. It's a great cooker.
It is. It cooks fast and it is healthier. It does really drain the oil from the bottom, which is great. And so, what's your favorite type of food that you like to eat cuisine wise?
Um, you know, if nothing else is in the house to eat, it's I'll
Mm-hmm.
eat like different types of salads. Um,
Okay.
because I'll eat a lot of raw vegetables.
Are
Um,
you vegetarian or no?
I'm not a vegetarian, but I appreciate vegetarian recipes.
Okay.
I eat meat, probably not as much as most people do, but
Mm-hmm.
I love chicken, I love fish, I love seafood.
So
Um,
you are a red meat eater, so
yeah,
basically.
I eat red meat,
Okay, okay.
but
Because I
I
know there are some people that like, oh, I don't eat chicken, but I'll eat this. Like, that's still red meat, you know? Like, that doesn't make
it's
sense.
I love lamb.
Okay.
I don't eat a lot of beef, but I'll eat more lamb than I will beef. Here we can get bison, we can get elk. Um, so I try those. So I like
Wow,
hearty meals.
you guys got the good food out there. You get the good meat out there. You got the Angus, you got the ox. You guys got some good stuff out there. Some deer meat, some buffalo meat, some bear meat.
A little bit of everything. Every now and then you can find some venison in the store also. Um, but I'll try just about everything. The only thing that I really don't eat much of is pork. It's because it upsets my stomach.
Yeah, I understand.
So I just
Most of the members and most of my friends don't eat pork. I said, that's okay and something. I'm still gonna eat in front of you either way. But if I gotta kiss you or so, then maybe not or so. Then let me put a breath mint or something in there.
it's like the most recent recipe that I was looking at was one for kimchi, and I was like,
Okay.
wow, because I never really knew how it was prepared, and I was like, it's a pickling method, and then I saw how they could pickle like red onions
Mm-hmm.
and
This
stuff like
is all
that.
fermented, so everything's fermented in the jar, and you're putting everything in there. And after a couple days or hours, it tastes really good. Or so I don't know. My sister made it for me. It's like I'm not eating it out of the jar. I'm sorry. I'm going to go to the store and buy it.
Well, if I come up to New York City, I want you to take me out for dim sum.
Oh my God, really? Oh, that's right. You guys don't have it out there. I forgot.
Well,
Yes, no problem whatsoever.
there's a lot of
I'll take you
Korean
to dim sum.
restaurants, so there's a lot of sushi. There's bad sushi out here too. Um,
Yeah, there
and
is.
there's a lot of Thai restaurants, a few Vietnamese ones. Um,
But it's hard to get like authentic Asian food there because everything's all Americanized or fusion somehow. So when you eat it, it's not what you eat at home with
yeah,
how we prepare it or so like
because I
that.
just
You know,
recently
like
learned that Mexican food isn't even Mexican food. It's
no, it's
Texas
not.
definition of
It's
Mexican food.
it's it's changed a lot. I mean, to have authentic, you really have to go like Southern California, like San Diego, close to the border of Mexico to get real Mexican food and the ceviche. Oh my God. The seafood is off the hook, so on a
You
little piece of
never
taco. So like, really, it's really that good, but it's all about
there
the
aren't a lot
seasoning.
of Mexicans in New York City though. They're mostly like
There is a large population where I used to live before it
mm.
got flooded or so, and that's all my roommate likes to eat. So like, dude, can we eat something else other than tacos or so? This gets me like, it gives me gas. Like I can't, my body cannot process stuff like this. So it's too much protein, too much beans for me. So
uh,
that's something I cannot process. But it all depends on what I'm eating or so too. Like some people's like, do you like the soft taco? I was like, no, I'm not a fan of soft taco. I like the crunchy taco because
Oh,
that's what I grew up with. You know, like I grew up with Taco Bell. You know,
that's
it's
Texas.
not
That's
it's
not Mexican.
that's not even real Texas food or so. It's not even real Mexican food or so
So,
and
what
everything.
do you like to eat as a default?
As a default, okay. My favorite is Italian.
Okay.
But since I'm type 2 diabetes, so I'm not allowed to eat carbohydrates. So Italian's out of
You
the
tried?
question now.
Have you
Hmm?
tried like spaghetti plant as a
I
substitute
have
or zucchini?
seen the recipe. I haven't quite bought it yet, tried yet. But someone told me there's a keto noodle version, like a vegetable version, in the Japanese store that I could pick up and use as spaghetti. I haven't done it yet, so because I'm being lazy about going to the store and getting it and trying it out, so that's why.
Try the spaghetti plant. There's a recipe that I use with it where I roast it.
It's using the squash, right?
Yep, it's a
Or
squash,
using
spaghetti
I know
squash.
one is squash and then I think the other one's something else. I forgot what it was called. But I believe it's squash, and I think you roast it and then you shred it with a fork, right?
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
then you add the pasta sauce and you add anything else to it.
Yep. I do it like a Greek style where I'll roast it and then I'll add a little bit of Greek dressing and
Okay,
some feta and
okay,
cilantro, and I love it. I
okay.
could eat that like all week long.
And after it's Italian, the next item would probably be Greek food. Is my second favorite.
I like Mediterranean.
Okay, yes, because it's just something different about their food. Is different. It's like because it's almost you're eating a lot of food with spice, but it's the way they cook it is different. How we cook it, we don't bake it. They just basically flame boil that sucker so and everything, and we
Like
don't have a
open
flame boiler at
fire.
home to do that, so that's why.
Uh,
And then after Italian, it'll probably be either Korean or Chinese, but most likely it's Chinese food or so because Chinese food is slowly coming like fusion food now, so it's all about spice.
so
The
is it has
spicier it is, the better it is, so and everything. But I can't take spice
oh,
like I used to.
how what does your
And
mom usually make for you? What's one of your favorite dishes?
mom basically it's
Traditional
either
Chinese
flounder,
dishes? Okay.
is it a flounder? We're probably gonna have soy sauce chicken, or we're gonna have like duck because it's always gonna be one protein, one meat, vegetable, and then rice
Okay.
and everything in the family.
So Chinese
So when
like
when
roasted
when
duck
people like
is really
when
yummy.
people offer, yes, it is. So when most people like offer me shrimp, I'm kind of shrimped out because been shrimping my whole life at home. So if I go and eat shrimp, like no, I don't want shrimp with my food. It's like, can I get something else? So
Your shrimp is the Chinese chicken.
something like that or so. Because the thing is that it's like every dish that you shrimp or so. Like oh god, I'm getting tired of shrimp or so. I can't eat shrimp like this. Now if it's like fried shrimp, like baked or something like that, or basically like shrimp rock with breaded or something. I can eat that. That's
Okay.
all everything. But if it's steamed fish, like steamed like shrimp, I can't. And so because like oh my god, I had this last time and so last week at home when I go visit mom and stuff and everything. But the thing was that it's either going to be a pork, a chicken, a fish, and a vegetable and a rice.
Okay.
But since I cut my diet recently, so mom's like, "Why are you not eating the rice?" Mom, I'm trying to lose weight, mom. I'm really trying to lose weight. Okay, because it's a carbohydrate. I can't eat
That's
that.
suspicious. If you're not eating rice, I don't trust you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what mom said. Mom's always yelling like, "Why are you not eating the rice? You're getting like you're basically throwing away good rice." It's like, mom, I can pack it up and take it home. My roommates will eat the rice and everything. It's true. When I go visit mom, right, I'm not leaving there without food. I'm leaving like the entire kitchen's going home with me. Mom's packing up food. She has food for me already. I'm like, Mom, I'm not taking this home. So I want to go home and cook what I can cook because I have to cook food that I can eat that's not going to get me sick either. So and everything. That's why.
What does your dad say as she's packing up the kitchen for you?
Dad passed away 2014 from heart complications. And so it was
So,
around Father's Day when it happened. So I was away when it happened. So and I felt bad. So because the sister's still cursing me out, like, you should have been here when it happened. So like, hey, it's my first vacation on Father's Day to leave town and so and everything. So I felt bad. So when my sister said like you left town when dad needed you the most. But I just remember the week before my dad passed. So when we were in the hospital, I was laughing with my dad. So he was telling me the hilarious story about how the nurse come in and give him a bath in the bed or so. And he was like, "Oh, that nice African lady, the one with the big hooters, she gave me the bath." And I looked at my dad like, "Mom heard that. I said, Mom will poison you right now or something in the hospital." But I understood what my dad was telling me. So like he was enjoying bath in bed with the nurse and so and everything. It's like, really, Dad? Really? You enjoying this? This is the reason why you want to stay in the hospital for this reason? So at least I know what my dad liked too on the side.
It's a new type of kink.
Yeah, it is. I think that it is. But back then when my dad was alive, so I would come over. I would pick up like some produce food for the dinner meal. Either be gonna be a duck, a chicken, or dad would call me up and tell me like, "Yo, pick up some steak or maybe something different." Or so because mom's in the mood for something different. So I had to go to like a Chinese American restaurant and pick up like sweet and sour pork or something because it's mom and dad like salty stuff. I found out.
Okay.
They like lemon stuff. They like salty, sweet at the same time. So every now and then, Dad was like, "Yo, just pick up the usual stuff that Mom likes to eat, or so, and bring it home, and we'll have dinner that way." Or so,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's nice. How would
it
you
is.
describe your family? Because those moments sound very nostalgic and special to you.
I think back then, before COVID, it was basically family cookouts, coming together either Thanksgiving, Christmas, because I understand we're Americanized and everything. So we do celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's just that our Thanksgiving's a little strange. So there's a turkey there, okay? But also there's gonna be a chicken or duck there too because it's for the Asian people, understand and everything. And like we got prime rib, but then you get a flounder and a sea bass there because that's for the other generation that doesn't eat the red meat, so they'll eat the fish instead. And
Okay.
then there'll be like six different vegetables on the table. Like I just wanted carrots or something, or I wanted like mac and cheese, or I wanted like stuffing or something. But there's other stuff on there, so that
Yeah.
they'll make too to serve for the other generation that doesn't eat American food.
Okay.
So yeah, my family meals were big. So it's just family coming together and sitting down, having a meal together, like
Do
that.
they do
What's
they
up?
find it?
I'm sorry, hold on. What's up? Yes, I'm still on the interview. You gonna do laundry? What time? You have to go soon before it close. Okay, I'll stop by later. Sorry about that.
It's alright. So
No, my roommates asked me like, "I'm gonna go do laundry. You come along?" It's like, "No, I'm on an interview right now." Some of that. It's like, how long it's gonna take? A little bit longer than I expected, or so.
oh, that was your out.
Yeah, that was my out basically. So, but I
Coming
told like, I
to do
just told like,
laundry.
yeah, I just told her to do it, and I'll stop by afterwards, so and help her like carry the stuff back as well.
It's I was gonna
Yeah.
ask for like your family. Is it how important is it for them to hang on to like traditional Chinese culture and to kind of pass it
Um,
on to
I don't know. I think we're slowly kind of
generations?
forgetting it. I just know that when family, or if I bring a friend home or a girlfriend home, my parents are gonna feed you, okay? Even though you're not hungry, they're gonna feed you because they want you to eat. They
Okay.
want to make sure you're fed well before they eat. And what I have learned recently that I want the children and elderly people to eat first, so I was pushing food on mom. So it's basically mom taught me to basically take care of others, basically. You know. So right now, like now, I'm taking care of mom because mom's taking care of me my whole life. Now it's my turn to take care of her. So like that. And if I can pass that down to the next generation, it'd be better. So because I feel like the family tradition if you don't teach your kids right, they're not gonna pass it down to the next generation, and then they're gonna forget everything too at the same time, you know. And I want to pass that generation to the next family generation, the
Do,
kids that I do have. So
do you fear of becoming too American in any sense?
I think I'm 100% American because I do a lot of American stuff and everything. The only times only when we do tradition is only like Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, um, Day of the Dead, um, Ghost holidays. Ghost holidays are like when you visit the grave basically, and you're basically tending to the plot. You know, you're cutting grass. You're basically giving you offerings. You're burning money. You're burning things for them when they're in heaven or so. That's what it is, and everything. And it's basically taking this younger generation there. Like when I go, you have to come and do this for me. You know, if not, I'm going to come and haunt you. I don't know. You know, like if you don't send me stuff and you don't send me some fruits or something, I'm gonna come and knocking on your door, so I know where you live. You know, but
Goodness.
due to COVID, we weren't able to do it, and I think early this year, my uncle reached out to me and asked me if I want to go see grandpa's grave. I haven't been to grandpa's grave in 10 years, I think it is, because it's so far away. So he took me. We went. We had a good time. And the only difference was we didn't bring no offerings. So it's like, Grandma's gonna visit you soon, okay? Because we didn't bring no offerings. We didn't burn nothing. So we just went to go clean the grave up. So, you know, clean it, visit, and see how it's doing and stuff like that. But if I could try to teach my family tradition, I would probably would do it, you know. But in my family, we're all Americanized and everything. We do try to celebrate Asian holidays or so when we get a chance to. Only this year I was lazy because I don't want to clean my apartment. So I think I got like bad luck this year. So I know it's wrong, but it is what it is.
It's,
I'll clean my room next year.
I definitely did mean to make that sound as harsh as it was. It's because like it's like I see us all as American, but it's
Hmm.
like some some cultural traditions carry on really strong. Like
Yes,
my
like
friend,
funerals is a very big thing. So you're not supposed to be laughing at a funeral. We're laughing, we're giggling, we're having fun because you get to bring the see family all come together and you sit there and
yeah,
talk.
oops,
And then you can tell the elderlies are mad at us because we're laughing and so we're not supposed to be mourning, but it's kind of hard to mourn when you haven't seen family in a long time. Especially the worst thing is that they had to come to a funeral in order to see us. You know what I mean? Which is not cool and stuff. We should be able to see family all the time, but that's
do you
how it
think
is
it's kind
sometimes.
of an American
Sometimes,
thing? Because like we're guilty of that too. We get caught
yeah,
up in our daily lives, our lifestyles, our
right.
schedules, and then we only get together mostly for funerals and then
Funerals,
weddings.
weddings, and baby showers. Those are the only three events I keep going to a lot. We're like, good God, I hate giving out money or so.
Yeah, because like for my parents, even though both sides of my family have been here for multiple generations, they still want family value. Like my both sides of my families are have been farmers. My
Okay,
from the south, and
okay,
a lot of southern traditions are a little bit different than northern traditions.
right.
Um, and I think those values kind of skewed in with religion are really important
Hmm.
ones for them to keep passing forward that they don't
Right.
use and stuff like that. So I get some of the things that you were saying.
It's like the cartoon Coco. You know how you have the pictures and then you have the shrine. It's the same thing in my family as well. I just don't have a shrine in my house. That's all. And mom's like, "Why is it you don't have pictures of us?" I do. I have pictures of you on my phone. I see you every day when I turn my phone on. You know what I mean? And she's like,
Is
"It's
that
not the same
acceptable too?
thing." I don't know if it's acceptable. I just know that since I moved, I haven't put no pictures up, but I have pictures of dad on my phone. Like when I open my phone, Dad's picture's right there. So and then they're like, isn't it the same thing? So it's so like having a picture in a frame, but just in my phone. That's the only difference. You know, because when I go to mom's house, so you see the shrine, you see the smoke on the ceiling. Like, yeah, mom's been burning a lot of incense, and so that's why we need to paint that area white again. Or so,
So would you
and
say
then
your parents were deeply in love? Did they grow in love, or did they have like love
I
at first sight?
believe my parents are gonna stay together forever or so. And as much as my mom annoyed my dad because I see the frustration sometimes, dad's like, I'm gonna divorce mom. I'm gonna put her in a nursing home. It's like, that ain't gonna happen or so because she's gonna nag you to the you die or so. And then when you do die, she's gonna nag you in heaven too. So you have no idea what you're in for. So because since dad passed or so, mom's been holding on. She's only holding on because of the grandkids. They're not fully grown yet. That's the only reason why she's around. We're using the grandkids to keep her alive. That's the goal. And since 2004 to now, that's a long time. And so the mom's been on that long. But mom's getting frail now and everything. And I'm telling all my friends, like, dude, if I had your mom, I'll keep her forever. I was like, no, you can't keep my mom. So, because my mom's very giving, caring, and loving. That's all and everything. Because my roommate, she says, like Chinese New Year, my mom gave my roommate a red envelope. And my mom's like, because she cooks for you, she cleans for you. I was like, no, 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 no.
She
It's not
sees her
like she's my
as your,
roommate, mom.
she thinks she's your wife or your girlfriend.
Yeah, she thinks she's my girlfriend. She gave her money or so. Like, mom, why are you giving her money for? And then my room's like, I love you, mom. So I was like, oh man, another one trying to steal my mom from me. So yeah, the family bond is strong. When something happens, we all gather together to kind of hash out what is the best way to do, handle the situation or so. So in my family, it feels like we're strong even though we're far away from each other or so like that, you know. But yeah, I believe due to COVID, it made us come closer together, you know,
Okay, so your
for COVID wise.
bond's stronger.
Yeah, but it's only through Zoom. I don't really see them at all. I mean, other than my sister from Florida came up to visit, so I haven't seen her for 5 years. She came back to visit mom. Mom was very excited to see her, very happy because mom would normally say things like, "Oh, she moved away from us because of this, and this." Like, no, no, she moved away because she's retiring somewhere warmer country or so. Okay, she don't have to deal with the snow, and she's a Floridian now.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my mom feels like everybody's moving away. It's like it's not like they're moving away, mom. It's basically they're moving on, not moving away.
Well, it's probably hard for a mom who has such a big family to have them so far away and, her later years. You want to have them at your fingertips.
I thought so too and stuff like that. But the thing about my mom is she's the last in her generation. Everybody that's younger and older have already passed on. So I don't know what she's holding on to, but she's holding on for their life. That's good or so. But I don't want to see her suffer either. You know what I mean? And I'm lucky that she doesn't have any major issues like cancer or something more disease illness that would basically knock her off or so. You know what I mean? I mean, I know during COVID or so, when I gave it to her, she was really strong about it. I was weak as hell and everything, and my sisters blamed me for giving it to her or something. I didn't know at the time. It was like in the beginning of the pandemic or so.
You have
But
a
I
really
realized my mom, if she could basically live through COVID, she can live through anything. You know, she's strong, she's feisty. She even fights my nurse. That we have a nurse for her, but she won't let the nurse like clean or cook or so. Like, mom, that's her job. That's what we're paying her for. So and everything. If mom's trying to clean and cook, it's like mom's like 87 or something like that. She's very old and frail
she's a
and
true.
everything, but she's still very independent, strong.
She doesn't want to
So
relinquish
yeah,
that for anything. It's
no,
it's having that independence when you're that way really is important.
yes,
It's I don't see her advocating it anytime soon. I don't
no, I
think I
don't think
could
so.
either.
Yeah,
Uh,
but she's good. So family's good and everything. Siblings are pretty good. They don't really bother me. Every now and then, only one sibling will be like, "I need you to do something." Like, I can.
Do you have a sister that you're closest to?
I used to be close to number three,
Okay.
but after I came back from Montreal, because something happened in Montreal, I'll tell you if we ever get closer. So I'll tell you about Montreal.
Okay, I'll
Because
get
at
some
one point
secrets.
in my life, I did leave the country to go live somewhere else for a year to just basically live life like a nomad. I experienced a lot in my life, and that experience in Montreal was fun, very fun.
Would you
But
say
then
that
you have,
was your defining moment, kind of really discovering yourself,
I
or
think I was looking for something new, something different. Montreal opened my eyes up to a lot of things, um, culture wise, language wise, food wise, and people wise. Because to be somewhere that's not like New York City, but in another country where all race comes together, all colors come together, and there was no hate. That was the best thing in Montreal. There was no hate up there. It was pure love, constantly from all culture.
I dated a Native American. He was Mohawk Indian, and his reservation straddled the Canadian and American border, but
Hmm.
they didn't get a lot of love from people from Quebec.
Oh, okay. Okay. How long has it been? I gotta go do laundry. I'm sorry. So it's
It's
Sunday,
all right.
and
It was
I was free. I was free
you.
all day until my roommates came home. Like they're telling me about their weekend. I'm like, I was out too, you know.
Uh, well, Raymond, thank you for sharing this time with me. It's been really interesting getting to know you and hearing about some of your family and
Yeah,
things that are
just have
important to
Francis
you.
send me your information, phone number, address, and everything, and we'll do this like live every night or so. Okay.
Uh, uh, I will send you my information. Definitely
Oh,
let's stay in
okay. All
touch.
right. That's
Um,
great.
are
It's
you
never
in
hurt to make
the
more friends.
ABW group? It's a what's
Um, I'm in a lot of groups. I'm in the AMBW Connect, AMBW with the little cherry, AMW Eastern. Um, I'm in like 7 to 8 groups, and then on Meetup, I'm in 3 groups,
okay.
and then
Are
on
we
the
in
other
any of the
internet
same
groups, no.
groups? Are we in
Which
any
one?
of the same groups so that I can search you and find you easily? Like I'm
Should
in
be
the
able to.
okay.
You're gonna see 2 names on Facebook. I have 5 Facebook accounts.
So ghosting can be
No,
successful.
no,
Then
no,
you want
no.
to.
One is for family, family only, so I don't bring any strangers into the family section. One is AMBW. One is for work, but work doesn't know I have a Facebook account because I'm not trying to get myself in trouble with work or so. So it's a totally different name, and it's like, what the hell? Because what I post up there is, you're gonna see a different personality. What I post up is what I like, but I never would be able to talk to those people like that.
Okay.
So, okay. And then there's one that's just recently I opened up a new account because one account got frozen for Facebook jail for posting illegal stuff up.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically it's gonna be under Chung Oh Young. So if you come across that one, you're gonna see my face as always. This little round sucker right here, this ham right here, you see? You're gonna see that face on the profile. So,
I sent
but don't
you
worry.
my contact information for Facebook. See, hopefully
Okay,
you can find me if I can find you. Okay.
all right, sounds good to me. Good. Well,
Hey,
you have a good evening. Thank you so much for this event. It was really cool. Hope I'll try to bring other members to try this out too.
Yeah, this definitely was a fun experience.
It was.
You're a wonderful guy. Thank you.
Um, Thank you so much. What do I do now? Do I wait for him to turn us off? Or
I don't know.
I don't know either. So then, oh, there's a little chat box. I didn't see this chat box here.
Yep.
Okay.
So you got my name in the chat box.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of it. Okay. All right. Perfect. So I guess I
Wait,
log off or
sorry.
so, or how does this work?
Yeah, no. So, yeah, sorry, I clicked out of it for a minute. Okay. Well, yeah, that's about wraps it up. Then, thank everyone for watching. Thank you to my guest here. And yeah, everyone watching, if you are interested also in being set up on a potential date, let me know. I will include the email to this link in the video description below. Um,
And
and
if there are any members that are out there that want to join AMBW online, Facebook or Meetup, just hit my page up and I'll send you all the information that way, okay?
Okay, yeah. So, all right, cool, guys. Well, I guess that concludes it. So, thanks everyone watching. Subscribe, like, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And peace out. Bye bye.